it has plenty of adjustment range for that kind of stuff. The bracket itself takes 4 straps, side to side and top to bottom, like Peter's showing out there. But also, it's got a place for a quarter 20.
Camera strap, apron strap kind of thing. So you don't even need this one. You can just wear it like a camera as long as you're not moving around too much. This is just if you're more active.
You have a top. You just gotta lay it on your chest. I don't even have a top of mine. But also the thing too is 10 millimeter holes. They're spaced 100 millimeters apart. So you can attach just like a Molly vest or your armored vest. If you want to build a system out of it, you can. Also, a 1/4-inch tripod thread screw in the middle with a brass insert. Not on this one.
Yeah, we'll put the brass insert later on.
Yep. Not gonna lie, with the holes 100 millimeters apart, you also made it VESA mount compatible.
My idea.
Yep.
Now the holes are 10 millimeters. I wanted to give a nice round number so you can find some pretty chunky bolts. But through there, plastic bolts.
Just a heads up, the spec for VESA mount at that distance is 8 mil.
Okay, I made my 10.
You literally hit it bang on.
I could put my Cilia on a monitor mount. There you go.
Exactly.
Yeah, you really can.
Could I mount that to my Molly rig?
Yes. Well, the idea behind this is that this actually is. My thought was, what if I own a Haptics vest and I own these trackers and stuff? Well, I go, our bracket, instead of using one that I can tip like this, you have 2 apart. You could put a hole in your own stuff. I figure the spacing is wide. The spacing is a consistent number and size. Instead of sending you a template, it's 2.185444 inches across. And actually, I want to say I got the idea behind this idea from Microsoft. Actually, I want to show you exactly what influenced me. I want to give a shout out here to a lot of my design friends who did this. This is the Xbox ZAC controller from my Bryce Johnson worked on and his friends over at Microsoft. And so they did the same thing. They also, this is really just genius. They not only mentioned the tripod size of the thread holes. They even mention it in the text here what size bolt holes they are. That's not standard. Oh, it's 1024. It's standard. It's not metric. You can just tell by looking at it, which is nice. So again, 2 bolt holes, certain distance apart. These are 2 inches apart in this one. But I want to go for metric for engineers here. And the best kind of my approach was I make them so you have some optional points to mount things. You mentioned your Molly vest. Absolutely. We may cheese this out a little bit more with more cheese holes. We have 4 instead of only 2. I haven't decided yet, but
or 3. Currently 3.
There are 3, but absolutely.
And of course, we'll put the file on the website. So, well, that's part of the thing we haven't even mentioned yet is we're selling just like with the original a DIY kit, and we'll put the 3D models so anybody who wants to print their own parts and even modify to print their own parts can get like the board, the fan, the magnets, the little like metal discs and USB-C cable and a few bottles, etc., and then just 3D print their own and customize it to their needs.
The DIY kit comes with everything you need besides this piece, this printed off piece, and this print off piece. So there's 3 parts it misses.
And the front cover. Yep.
Yes, and this kit. Yeah, the biscuit cover. So those 4 pieces, it does not come with that kit. But you save $100 for $5 in plastic. So if you already have even a pretty clapped out Ender 3 laying around, or you go to your library. Also, the width of this thing was designed to fit on an Ender 3. Not that I endorse my printer in particular. I use flash filters, but the width is not extremely wide. With the mindfulness of a Pressa or Ender 3 is kind of like a pretty standard print. In that envelope per part or 2 parts at a time, we can really gain some traction on that too. That was really geared towards that market. Because hey,
if you want to get all your own hardware too, you can buy just the board as well for $75. Yep. So you can go all the way, it's already ready, just the hardware and the board, or all the way down to just the board and you source everything else.
So if you want to buy a Cilia and it's attached to a bunch of bigger computer fans and make a mega Cilia as 120s and some tennis ball sized globes, I would still power it.
I might recommend waiting till we get the newer desktop board for that. So a lot of those fans are 12 volt once you get to the larger sizes. But yeah, like if you wanted to like power deliver to a board that powers 12 volt fans up to half an amp, or even actually 24 volt because it won't actually care that. Actually, we might be. I mean, I
At
know
that
you
point,
got to
you're
double check if how we're regulating it. I know the original board, so if you were to, we sell the original board too. The original board, like the transistor array, doesn't really care up to like I want to say 50 volts or something. Not that you'd put 50 volts at like half an amp. So if you wanted to run 24-volt fans off of that one, we'll have to double check on the newer one if we can support that. But yeah,
I mean, honestly, if you're running 24-volt
fan.
fans, at that point, you're probably going to want to use a relay to control them.
Well, but
Well,
also keep in mind, though, but
and
24
that's
volts at a quarter amp is still 6 watts.
yeah.
That's still quite a lot of power.
Again, use a relay and have your own power delivery circuit for the fans.
Yeah. But I mean, the cool thing is, I'll have, like I said, I'll have to check back. Is like you might just be able to get a different power supply that puts in 24 volts and it just works, and that'd be the ideal case scenario. Yeah.
Can go up to 20 volts.
Say again.
Type C can do 20 volts. That's part of the
Yeah,
spec.
I just don't know if we'd be requesting it. Is the interesting part. Is it requesting the 20 volts? And
like
the other
that.
thing is, if all of our voltage regulators can take 24 volts
Well,
as an
that's right.
input.
That poor LDO. I'm going to turn 24 into 3.3 and burn all the rest of heat. Really? On a small chip. Really? You're bold. I salute you.
But like, yeah, if you wanted to, like you'd mentioned that you could, yeah, use this to control your, solid state relay, and then you could even control box fans at that point.
Gosh, could you imagine bringing online, just buy some box fans from the Walmart at there, just make a giant like life-size Cilia to have in front of our booth.
That would actually be that'd be really cool to do.
Buckets full of scent.
Or, oh yeah, you can just
If we
use
had
relays to
buckets
control
full
a
of
main
scent,
circuit
that might be a
at
bit
that point.
much.
We're gonna hotbox the entire cell
Just the
phone
standard
pod.
vial, just the larger desktop version standard vial in front of this
Well,
giant
so
box fan.
I have to say though, like I have experimented with 120 millimeter. At that size, it gets a bit diffuse with this one. So I feel like you would definitely need to have a larger bottle or more of these for the 120, just because the sheer volume of air it's putting out. You need a lot more scent. Otherwise, the scent's really weak. Because people have thought, oh, what if I could use this with 120 millimeter fans? And it's like you could. I need to like test that, and I tested it, and it's like, yeah, you're gonna need a larger repository of oil. You need more surface area for that amount of air. Not saying that like you can't do it. I'm saying do it, but use more bottles, or get a big Tupperware of oil and yeah, put that in front of each of the 120 millimeter fans. Or if you're doing your box fans, I don't know. Uh-oh,
Oh, we lost Peter,
Rutrow.
the thinker.
Do you think he's going to be right back?
Probably.
Hopefully. Oh, he's
There
back.
he is.
Had a little mistake there.
Oops.
Yeah, a little disconnection there, bud.
Also, yeah, Windows is not happy.
How is Windows not happy for you?
I can't open right click on anything. I can now. As much as Ken locks up, at least when I can write, I have yet to have to restart my PC beyond right click and start Explorer. So I mean, I will crash back to Explorer once in a while, but never actually had a hard crash. Never had a BSOD actually in a very long time. I just get things down to the base OS where I gotta, log in and out of Windows, or I gotta right click and restart Explorer once in a while to fix any kind of, OS rot from being turned on for weeks at a time. But it never actually gets to the point where I have to ever reboot very often, which is nice. I mean, I can still annoying, but yeah. I'm still on build 1909. I'm too afraid to upgrade because I might break things. This thing's stable enough that I like it.
Yeah, I'm on 21. I'm on 21H1.
I'll probably go to 21H1 soon. I thought I got my heatsink in for my SSD.
I don't know if the people on the stream want to see, but yeah, we're making it easy. Like, you don't, if you want to adjust things, they got like the little slides on here so you can adjust the length of the, yeah, and then just clip it back. And same thing on the side or the one that goes around. Yep. Actually, I can just, yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Put it on, clip around twice around, blow into the nozzle. Always put your first jacket on, then your kid's jacket, okay? Do not inflate the cilia until you leave the aircraft.
Hold up.
The cilia should automatically inflate when you hit the water. If it doesn't,
but if it doesn't,
And it's actually a really bad idea to inflate before you hit the water. Yes, I know how to use those life preservers very well.
Blow into the tubes on each side, or
There's
pull the
only
tab.
one. There's
Sorry.
only one tube.
would it be too much to make a video demoing the cilia that is exactly in the form of one of those
Doing that,
videos?
actually.
God, that'd be hilarious.
As soon as I get mine built up with the border they give me, where I can show the inside, I've got my 4K camera right here, ready to go, charged up. I want to produce some videos for us in my studio area, in my lab, in a clean setting, that will then show folks how to do this, how to properly shave,
We'll
look
just
good
be
for the whole thing.
walking along,
I
having
mean,
all these props being pushed in and out, just like an American
We
Airlines
could film the whole thing in
video.
Neos and not even bother doing it in real life. I mean, we could film it all in Neos. That's not a problem either. We have the models there.
it would be super easy to do it in Neos. Honestly. Like, you can record in 4K from Neos.
True.
Well, if you have a 4K monitor, that is. I don't.
I think better than that. Ultimate cheat, folks, by the way. If you ever into broadcasting, I know you are, Ice. I got this cool little thing off the internet.
Oh, one of those plug-in things that tricks it into thinking a certain size monitor is plugged in.
I've got a
Those are
1080p
nice.
and a 4K one. I'll just put it into my display port over a Type-C, over a display port to HDMI adapter, and it invokes a blank screen, which you can then just shove things onto a Windows and then regurgitate. And
Yeah,
it's just really handy.
I at least have an Elgato capture card.
That works
So,
too.
yeah.
For loop back.
It's more useful not as a loopback device because OBS is the thing, but for capturing, if I had the right cable, if I wanted to capture from the other computer on this computer.
Forbes of Goodwill. This is really cool. I've been trying to find these things used for a long time. I run a Samsung phone. I wanted to buy the Dex dock, a fancy dock that has all the stuff. You can't get them anymore, which is fine, whatever. Instead, I got this for like nothing. It's an HDMI 2.1 output, 4K capable. I tested it. It's Type-C power in with PD, Type-C output, 2 USB 3s, and a 1 gig LAN jack. Dang! So now I can use my phone. But the point is, we can now capture video off cell phones too, like Samsung's.
Oh, yeah.
Neat.
Yeah, I can do that with.
That's the only reason why I'm not buying the Pixel. None of the Pixels have display outputs that I found out. None of them have the hardware. They lack the hardware on Type-C.
That's right.
That is the only reason why I'm not buying. You know why? Because, and even Samsung does some Motorola, they want you to use a Chromecast and do Miracast, the old Miracast protocol, basically, and use it as a remote. That's their intention. I'm like, that's great.